And let me tell you, the things that I have been researching is blowing my mind. If I had more hair, I would pull it, but I don't have that much hair to pull. But
Armageddon isn't sexy. Well, you thought it was.
I don't know, you guys. My urbanites, hold tight.
It's coming! It's headed right for us! It's already here.
It's only going to advance and get better in a sense and stronger. It may get meaner too.
This could get ugly real fast.
Amazon, 18,000 jobs cut from Amazon.
Apocalypse.
Crypto.com, 500 jobs cut. Coinbase, 2,000 jobs cut. Salesforce, 7,000 jobs cut. Let's see.
To find out that I had lost access to basically everything. I couldn't log into my email or even check my calendar. I called my boss back and we just sobbed over the phone because she was also finding out about my layoff for the first time today too.
A combined almost 70,000 jobs in the tech sector gone, and I guarantee it, they will never come back.
This is going to get ugly.
And this is when we're going into the ugly.
And then what?
I don't know. End of the world, rapture, Armageddon.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Hello! Oh my goodness, my urbanites, how are you all doing? You have landed, you have entered into the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, tonight we have a huge show as always. We have a wonderful special guest. He's from Newark, New Jersey. I know you all are familiar with him, and I've been saying it all week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. We have the Honorable Councilman Dupre Kelly in the Urban Suite. So after we come back, we're going to get in touch with him. And guess what? We have a wonderful show. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You are entering the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Let's talk about mental health.
Lisa.
Oh, Lisa. I'm not getting into trouble, Curtis. Am I?
Not. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. Curtis has to reel me in because Lisa can get into trouble. Oh,
No,
Lisa. So anyway, welcome back into the Urban Suite. So we have a wonderful guest, and I'm going to read something real quick, okay? And then after I read this, we have our missing person, and then our guest will come up. So listen to this. On June 14th, 2022, the Honorable Dupre L. Kelly became the first platinum-selling hip-hop artist in the United States of America to win elected office. And he's here in the Urban Suite. So guess what? When we come back after these messages, we're going to dig inside the mind of the Honorable Dupre Kelly. We'll be right back. We do put people to work. So we are back with our missing person segment. So if you know anything about what we do and the platform here, every week, every 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here in the Urban Suite, I do a missing person. So with that said, I need my readers, you guys, because, you know, Dr. Lisa can't hardly see without them. So today we have Jordan Taylor. Jordan Taylor has been missing since January the 6th, 2023 from New York City. Listen, my New Yorkers, I need you to look at this picture. I need you to share this information. Definitely, please. He's missing from New York since January the 6th, 2023. He's 29 years old, male. He's black, dark complexion, 5'11", 170 pounds. His hair color is black. His hair length is medium, and his eye color is brown. This is very interesting. So his last location seen, he disappeared after leaving his apartment in Queens around 5:30 a.m. and the circumstances surrounding his disappearance. Listen to this. His wallet was found on West Street, close to Goldman Sachs building, with cash and credit cards still inside. His phone was found on January the 7th, just after 1:30 a.m., not far from the Q nightclub on 8th Avenue and West 48th Street. I believe he is a law student, and they haven't seen him since, I think, the nightclub, the Q nightclub. So if anyone has any information about Jordan Taylor, please contact the New York Police Department, 107th Precinct, at 800-577-8477. Now, let me go slow for my Spotify folks, my Google Podcasts, my Amazon folks, my iHeartRadio folks, okay? So the number is 800-577-8477. Or you can contact the Black and Missing Foundation, Inc. at 877-97-BAMFI. Let's bring Jordan Taylor home. All right, so we are back with, coming up, actually, the Honorable Dupre Kelly. I think, Curtis, you want to show us something real quick? I think Curtis got sucked up in some void.
And Hafiz Fareed is the one that first started to get me to canvas. He started to get me to give back. This is before Lords of the Underground. When you see me in newspaper clippings at my school, Newark Tech, fighting for youth who are using drugs and fighting for teenage pregnancy to slow that rate down. When you see me fighting for my community and doing walks, you know, cancer walks and cleaning up the community. Right before I got into Lords of the Underground, he had me canvas. I learned that being direct with the people, you find out so much more. You learn so much more. And I like what I learned because it gave me a different perspective about everybody in our city. And then once in Lords of the Underground, we started to make money. The hip hop career changed our lives. But once it changed our lives, that same brother, Hafiz Fareed, you know, when he see me spend money on something, he would ask me, what have you done for Newark lately? I see Newark on your hats, I see Newark on your shirts, but what have you done for Newark? And that would make me go, So I would take my own money, my own hip hop money, and I would go out and feed people. I would take my own money and I would go out and clothe people, groom them, get them haircuts and just give them stuff to get by. But what I learned from that is make me realize that that's nothing but a Band-Aid. So I had to ask myself, that's for the now. You know, when you feed somebody, when you clothe them, I had to ask myself, what is real sustainable change? What do I really want to do? And I answered myself, I want sustainable change. You know, I want systemic change to happen. Because when you foster change that way, it happens and it stays around and sticks around for a long, long time. So that's what I wanted to do. And I understood and started to understand from dealing with my nonprofit that can only happen if you have political power. And political power is coming from the people who elect you to put you in office because they believe that you can do the work on behalf of the people.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello there. How are you?
Dr. LaCon, how are you?
Oh, I am doing well. I'm doing well. And again, we send our condolences to you and your family on the passing of your dad. How are you doing?
I'm okay. You know, it's
Okay.
day by day.
Yes.
I do have to say for the people though, you got to add that accent over the Dupre, over the E. It's Dupre, not Dupree.
Oh, Dupre. All right, Dupre. All right. So my Southern tongue, come on. Dupre. All right, Dupre.
There we go.
All right
Like
now. Let me
Dupre.
all right now.
That's a beautiful scarf too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's get right into it. So, for people who may not understand or know what the purpose or the position of a councilman is, can you explain that to my audience? Now, my audience, they're called the urbanites. So, can you explain that to my urbanites?
Well, shout out to Kurt Nice and shout out to the Urbanites.
Oh,
So the
thank
role of a councilman is to deal with legislation. In Newark, New Jersey, we have 9 voting members of council. We have 5 ward councilmen
Mhm.
and 4 at-large council people. And we are to vote on legislation, create legislation, amend legislation. And those are the laws of our city. Those are what our city is ran on. You know, all of the legal matters of business that happen in the city, we vote on it. If money has to be spent, if there's a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit that the city has to pay, we vote on it. If your parking has to be alternate side of the street parking, we vote on it. If your trash or whatever it is, we vote on it. That is the job on paper.
Okay, okay.
But
On paper.
in real life, like a city like Newark, New Jersey, you have to be door to door. You have to be hands on with the people because that's the only way that you can really find out what's really happening with the people and how can you help by being intentional with the help. And I'll give you an example. You know, we give out food all of the time. One time we gave out turkeys, like we do every year. We've been doing it for over 15 years. But this particular time, I saw a fella selling one of the turkeys. And I have to admit, I instantly thought, wow, this is somebody that's on drugs that want to use the money to, and I apologize for having that thought. But when you come from a city like Newark, New Jersey, sometimes these things just pop in your head. But I apologize because that's not what he was doing. When I stopped the guy, what I found out is that I asked him, why are you selling the food that we just gave you? He said, no disrespect. Respectfully, this turkey is too big to fit in my oven. So I can't even cook this turkey. So I have to get food so we can get money to buy food that we can cook in our home. And then he pointed to the row houses in his area and said, we all have that same size oven in our apartments and our homes. So that's what I mean by knocking on doors, meeting the people where they are and just talking to them so you can be intentional about the help. And instead of just being active for the sake of being active, you know, because some people will drop money in your community and say, we helped your community. We financed it in your community. But they don't even know what they financed or what they did. Was it intentional? What did it really help? Or what did it just look good on paper? So that's why I said on paper, a councilman is that what I just said. But in reality, a councilman is so much more door to door with the people.
Now, you traveled all over the world.
Yes.
Did you ever get homesick for Newark?
All the time. That's why I'm still here. I've been to some of the most amazing places in the world that people my age probably never get a chance to see, or a few group of people, a small group of people, you know, that come from where I come from, or cities like I come from. But I've been blessed and fortunate to, you know, travel all over the world, but I always get a feeling of wanting to come back here.
Now, what did you
And
miss about Newark when you were out there?
I miss the culture.
Mm.
You know, I miss the integrity that it builds, in your character and somebody that comes from, a place like Newark, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hip hop head, right? So
Right.
I was listening to Benny the Butcher
Mm-hmm.
from the Griselda camp. And one of his records, he started off and he said, if you've never been broke, being broke, it builds certain type of character in you.
Mm-hmm.
It builds a certain type of strength that when you finally get it, you don't ever want to go back to that space.
Mm-hmm.
But coming out of that space, it makes such a strong person in certain areas, and it gives you a certain mentality and mindset moving forward that is unbeknownst to people who've never been broke or had to struggle
Mm-hmm.
before. And that's all I believe. It's like that certain struggle builds a certain type of character in you that
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to be the only one to make it. You
Right.
want to go back to others and help them come up out of that struggle as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel. That's why I'm still in
Wow.
Newark. Why I miss Newark, because there's too many people still struggling. I can't be
Yes.
the only one.
Wow, you make me feel guilty to go back to DC. That's where I'm from. Born and raised in DC. I'm like, is DC calling? No.
Hey, that's my cousin from Southeast, so shout out to
No,
all of them.
I'm from Northwest.
Okay, shout out to Northwest. Well, my Southeast cousins, if I don't say that, they be like, how did she say DC and you ain't say Southeast?
A big shout out to
You
DC,
carried
Southeast, and
me.
Northwest.
Shout out to the entire DC.
That's right.
Come on.
Absolutely.
I,
So what
I
is on your agenda? I'm sorry, what you say?
I want to apologize right now because I just got a text
Uh-huh.
that a little child was just ran over in my area,
Oh no.
9th Street and 6th Avenue, and they are calling for me.
Oh
And it must be an
wow. Oh
emergency.
my God.
So I don't know if you want to ride with me in the car, and I can still try to answer some questions till I get to the
Oh
site.
gosh. Let me speak to the
But I
producer and
have to go.
see. Kurt.
Yeah, let's
I
just do
apologize.
one more question. Let's just do one more question, and then we'll talk to him later. Like maybe
Yeah,
we'll
I
do another
really
one on the phone,
apologize.
maybe later this week.
Oh,
We
that's
try
all
to do
right.
these
No, that's
interviews at
serious.
night
That's serious.
sometimes
That's
so it
serious.
don't happen, but once in a while we get an emergency like this.
And see,
Yeah,
this is
that's
what
serious.
council people do. It's not just a
Right.
9 to 5, Monday through
No,
Friday.
no, this is no, definitely not.
It's a
Some people think
24/7.
so.
What'd you
Yes.
say?
I say even though some people think so, that's why we keep two phones. One doing the interview and one city phone just to, be on call sometimes.
So before you leave, a quick question. What is the
Yeah.
best advice your mom gave you?
The best advice my mom gave me is um, you are who you are and where you are because of you.
Ooh.
Mm,
You
deep.
know,
Ooh.
Say that one again. Say that one again.
you are who you are and where you are because of you. So you don't let
Mm,
anything distract you from
mm,
being who you are.
mm,
Even me.
Yes.
You you don't let anything, because distractions are made to stop your rise.
Yes.
Distractions are made to stunt your growth. We all know growth is friction, and friction can be uncomfortable at times.
Yes.
But I think we might have all been on a bumpy turbulence ride to great places. But once we land and we get there, it's like ooh moment.
That's
And
right.
we forget about that
Absolutely.
turbulence ride that it took to get there. But there's a
Yes.
lot of turbulence plane rides in life's journey, man. So you are who you are and where you are because of you.
Wow. All right. So we're not going to hold you up. But on that note,
Can I take a rain check and do it and do
absolutely. And we're going to do
the
it in person. How about
Let's
that?
do that. Let's do that. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you
We'll
so
do it
much.
in person. Thank you. And I
Thank
hope
you
the
so
little
much.
girl is fine. And
Yes.
I'm sending
Great
prayers
talk.
up. Absolutely.
I'm going right to the scene right now. So thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right.
Take care.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you. All right.
Bye
All
bye.
right. Okay. Bye. That is something. These people are driving crazy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
unfortunately, when I drive down South Orange Avenue, I have to be very cognizant that people just come from between cars.
Well, you got to realize in Newark, people run red lights. That's like 100% like given. Like, you know, like, and I ain't gonna lie. I run red lights too. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
because
Like,
at night you may not want to stop at the light, depending on the neighborhood.
yeah, people just be having places to go and stuff, and they be like, "Come on, man, there's nobody like y'all. You know, y'all gonna wait." And people know that already out here that people run red light. But a little kid is not gonna be cognizant of that. And then you got people like riding. I don't know if they riding stolen cars or whatever, but they be riding cars through like these residential
I've
neighborhoods,
seen them. Yep.
50 miles an hour. You know, call themselves having fun doing donuts in the middle of the intersection and stuff.
Yep. Well, I'm glad he's on. So the next time we meet with him, it will be face to face.
Yes.
So I don't know where, but
Oh, I did actually have a chance to ask him about that lot.
yes,
Because
that
it's
lot.
really a lot. It's
Okay,
not.
do you have the picture of it? Can you show?
I pulled it out because I didn't think we were gonna use it, and actually, y'all both came on late tonight. He came on about 5 minutes before you did. I was like, we got to do a whole new show tonight. I didn't know what we were gonna do.
No, I was upstairs fooling around, and then I plopped in the chair, and then I was here. I heard some of the conversation, but then I had to run back upstairs to get something.
Yeah, but actually, that's private property. It was owned by a place called Playland that was across.
Oh, the Playland is right across the street from.
Right, that's who owns that. That's private property. So yeah, so there's other city properties that, you know.
Okay, so if there are other city properties that
Yeah.
I'm sure they need some type of repair.
Yes. We discussed that a little bit in the pre-interview. So yeah, he was definitely on board with that, and he was going to give you some suggestions, and y'all could talk about all that, and y'all gonna have a good conversation, I believe, because I think it was going in a good direction already. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because he had some good insight there.
So while we're here in the Urban Suite, listen, I don't know if you all know, but I did a impromptu show on, what was that, Sunday, talking about Tyree Nichols and the 5 cops and the camera, because I really talked about it because of not only the incident that took place with him, but because I was on this whole thing about AI technology and AI in the Black community. And I thought the timing was somewhat perfect to talk about how AI can be very beneficial in the Black community. So I think it was yesterday, the EMT firemen, people were fired. There were 3. It was 2 males and a female. One of the gentlemen was a Black male. The other one was a white male. And the woman, she is a Black female. So she was fired because she stayed in the fire truck and didn't do anything. And those 2 were fired because it took them a very long time to assist him when it was very obvious that he was beat. And they didn't do their due diligence.
Did they give a reason for not reacting?
I don't think so.
What was
I
their,
didn't.
what was their reason for not helping? Like, why didn't they?
I have no idea. I just know they're fired. They are fired.
Okay.
So now, this is a theory. This is a theory. This could be an urban legend. But I did say that they beat him as if Mr. Nichols had assaulted his mother, somebody's mother, meaning it seemed personal. So from what I'm hearing, again, this is not a quote. This could be an urban legend. The gentleman that I highlighted, Demetrius Haley, the former correctional officer who was accused in 2015 for strip searching an inmate when he was a CO, a correctional officer, it has been stated and said, it's just whirling. I haven't done the research to dig this up, that his baby's mother is dating or was dating Mr. Nichols.
Right. Like I heard that as well. So like he knew him from their baby mama. Like there was like,
Yes.
yeah.
Now it's very interesting because I don't know if you saw the show, but they lied. The cops lied about initially when they did their report. They
I saw that.
lied.
Yeah. I saw that come out on the Twitter and stuff that they had lied on the initial report. Yeah.
They lied on the initial report where it took place.
Mm-hmm.
Because where Castlegate Lane is, that's not their zone. That's not their jurisdiction. Like they shouldn't have been over there in the first place. So that Scorpion unit, that is not their jurisdiction. So they should not have been there. So they were trying to cover up where they were.
Yeah. And then they disbanded that whole Scorpion unit now, though. Like they.
Yes. Now listen to this about this Scorpion unit. So the chief of police, her name is Celeste Davis or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I think her head is going to be on the chopping block. Now, I don't know. This is just my guess, because she was a police chief in Atlanta, and they had sort of a similar unit in Atlanta called the Red Dog. And that Red Dog unit pretty much operated the same way and the same thing that they did in Memphis. However, it was in the news, and I did my research on this. That Red Dog unit kicked down a 90-year-old house, like a door, gave the woman a heart attack, and she died.
90-some years old, huh?
90, I think she was 92 or 94. They kicked down her door. They had the wrong house. They kicked down her door. She had a heart attack and died.
Yeah, that's sometimes the problem with those no-knock warrants and stuff too. Like on the one side, they try to say, "Oh well, we can't let the criminal know that we coming, so we can't knock. We just got to bust down the door." But when you're at the wrong house, you're busting down the door of the wrong house, and that's how Breonna Taylor died.
That is correct. Absolutely.
So, that's not. That's what that happened. Like maybe if they would have knocked first, it wouldn't have been so terrible. But it happened.
So, as a result of that, it was very controversial. So, she was the chief in Atlanta. She was fired, not because of that, but because of she didn't report something that she should have reported. One of her, I guess, the people that were under her, they found out that person was dealing with underage girls. I mean, it's just, it gets wilder and wild. I feel like I'm like a Dallas Dynasty, Knox Landon. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is reported. This is all in the news.
Mm-hmm.
So she knew this and she didn't do anything. So they fired her and then they reinstated her.
In Memphis, though. Yeah.
No, this is in Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, they reinstated her in Atlanta?
Yes, they reinstated her in Atlanta after they fired her. And then she transferred to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And then from North Carolina, Memphis.
Okay.
So now this Scorpion unit is under her watch. So now they're going to start to question her.
Yeah.
All I can say is, please, Mayor Ross Baraka, don't have her come to Newark, please.
No, that's not. That ain't gonna happen now. She got too much bad stuff on her.
I'm like, please don't have her come to Newark. Please don't have her come to Newark.
Yeah, we don't need that. We
don't need that. And I have to say, the encounters I've had with the cops in Newark, have been very respectful,
Yeah.
pleasant.
Yeah.
I can't say anything, you know. Now, although I have to say I was the victim,
Hmm?
so it was different because someone broke into our office
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
like several times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
but you know, but people aren't getting harassed out in the street for no reason and stuff like
yeah,
that.
no. We see
That
the cop on the horse all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe we should talk to him.
yeah. There's
The
actually been a
cop
couple
on the
incidents.
horse.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, there's been a couple of incidents though, actually downtown. But you know, and those are people asking for trouble and stuff like that. Though. They
Right.
got a gun
Not
and
just
stuff.
regular civilians minding their business.
Yeah, nobody's getting harassed by the police.
Right.
Like
Yeah, no. No, I've never seen that. I've
And in
never seen
actuality,
that.
real one quick tidbit about that. Just during the pandemic that year, 2020, um, Newark police, I believe, was one of the only police departments in the country that they didn't discharge any of their weapons for a whole year. Like, so they didn't even fire a gun like
Well,
for a whole
nobody on the
year.
street,
I
Curtis.
know, but other jurisdictions couldn't say that even during the pandemic, though. But even during the pandemic, other jurisdictions couldn't say that. They still did it. You know what I mean?
Well, I have to say, Newark during the lockdown, because we still went to work, I have to say it was very pleasant. It was very quiet. I believe the mayor did an excellent job in terms of just allowing whoever needed to work to work.
And
You
yeah.
know, we didn't have to pay for the parking on the street or anything because the parking lots were closed.
Yeah,
So the meters, we didn't have to pay for the meters.
Mhm.
It was very eerie because the Music Man wasn't out.
Yeah, so that is weird. Actually, I used to work in New York like during 9/11. So like the days and weeks like after that when there was like no cars allowed to be on the streets of Manhattan, think about how that would be. Like there was only emergency vehicles and some taxi cabs. But in New York City, like no cars.
Right.
Like that was weird. So yeah, it must have been a feeling like that. Oh Lord, you got people out. Speaking of cars.
So yes, so for those who are here in the Urban Suite, we had the Honorable Dupre.
Yes. The ascot. That's an ascot now.
Right. We had the Honorable Dupre Kelly in the Urban Suite, but an incident occurred and he had to jet. So we're going to do a redo in person. And maybe we'll do a redo walking on the street or something like that, or just I don't know. But we're going to have him back in the Urban Suite because we were getting ready to get into some things.
Yeah, there was getting a good conversation was starting to happen.
Yeah. So I'm a good conversationalist.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
Well,
you know,
I mean,
just look like this.
Now, you know what? Before we go out, because I know we're gonna have to make this real short, but I did just in case pull up a couple of little videos for you to react to.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, let's see.
So
Oh
I don't know. Let's just, I guess, you know, just let's have some fun real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna start it off real soft, or light, I guess, in a sense. I mean,
you mean
remember that fish?
It gradually gets bigger, like more
Well,
like
no. Look, you remember the? I don't know if this is the right one, but you remember the fish with no head swimming?
Yes.
What'd you think about this?
Oh my God! What the heck?
You don't know it's time. It's over. You don't know. He ain't get the memo. It's over. It's over.
Oh my
But
God!
speaking of that, like I mean, there's a lot of
What
weird
did
things.
a shark ate him or something?
It was a regular fish, just bit him and stuff. But speaking of biting fish in food, have you ever had any like? Please sushi?
But not, it's dead. That thing was alive.
It's fresh. That's fresh. It's fresh.
You know what? That's why diseases spread. I'm telling. Ooh.
Yeah, he bit the chopstick. But I mean, you can't say it's not fresh though. right? You can't say it's not fresh.
That is 100% fresh. That is go to the hospital fresh. Poison fresh. Contamination of the world fresh.
How about I was eating some sushi and it bit my tongue.
Oh. Oh.
So all right. Well, here's a way. All right. Speaking of fish, you ever see somebody catch a fish like this?
Oh my God! Someone baby, get out, baby! No! Ain't no way. Oh my gosh! Baby, get him! Get him, baby! Let's go, win! Hold down, baby! Hold him!
He should have no hand after that.
Yeah, he was trying to catch a fish. You saw him dangling the thing out there. People
That's
doing
too much.
stuff.
Is way too much.
That's doing too much.
That's way too much. Whatever happened to the hook and the bait and the fishing? Like, come on.
That was
Your
a big
hand.
fish. Yeah, that was a big fish, though. He didn't need no bait. What do you mean bait? He didn't need that, no.
His hand was the bait.
All right. Now, this is in California, real quick. This one right here, real quick, is in California. Think about if you lived in a place like this.
What is that?
A cougar or something.
Snap.
That's a cougar. While it's like just scoping on a lady while she running. Now you jog.
I do.
You jog. You ever think
I saw a fox one time.
But a fox ain't gonna do nothing to you. You ever see?
Well,
like
I don't know. I slowed down and didn't give him eye contact and went a different route. I was like, I don't know if that fox got rabbit.
So if you're jogging, would you jog in an area like that where there's like mountain lions and stuff out?
No, but that mountain lion may have escaped from somewhere.
No, she was in California. That's just like how it is out there. There just might be a
that's
mountain
why I'd rather deal with the Newarkers.
Right. See?
Than mountain lions.
Yeah, because at least you could
give me the Brick City anytime.
Right, right. So no, but I mean that was her close encounter, and she didn't even know it. That was picked up on somebody's door camera. But here's another close encounter that people actually wanted with a big cat. See the lion?
Oh snap!
They petting it though, but they crazy. They crazy.
No.
You notice the complexion on all these people though?
Non-melanated.
You notice the complexion of people that do stuff?
No, sir. No way. No way. So listen, my urban nights. I am so glad you entered into the Urban Suite. I need you to share. I need you to like. I need you to subscribe to Urban Twos for Change Network. I'm trying to get 8,000 subscribers on my YouTube. I'm about maybe 50, 60, 60 so or 70 away from 8,000.
Yes, almost there.
Almost there. And I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, my Urban Knights, for being faithful, for tuning in. And it's been a pleasant ride because you know what? Actually, this is the last day of the first month of 2023.
Wow. It's going by quick, isn't it? Woo.
Yeah, it went by fast. So tomorrow is the second month of the year, and we're still here.
And it's Black History Month.
That's right.
And
Black History Month. We're going to talk about next month, Black History. We're going to talk about romance. And then next Tuesday, I believe in the Urban Suite would be Mr. Sean LaCon, my husband. Yes. So you all will get a chance to hear him and see him.
Yes.
So looking forward to that.
Yes.
All right. So on that note, I want to thank you for coming into the Urban Suite, where you laugh, learn, cry, and grow with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. I will see you next Tuesday, but I may come on, I don't know, depending on this whole thing with Mr. Nichols.
Yes.
But if not, I will see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Urban Suite. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe. And as always, Molly, take us away.